What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. Quick video for you guys here. I've been asked a couple questions about the holidays. Do I celebrate holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, Halloween, all these holidays that come around on their calendar in a cycle repetitively, right? Every year, just, on the calendar, it's just the same thing over and over again. I acknowledged it, you know. I know what it is because I have celebrated it, way back in the past, and I've drank the Kool-Aid, the alcohol, the cheesecakes, the pig, the turkey. I've done it all. Drank the alcohol, all these things. So I know what it is, and I've experienced it, right? On the path that I'm traveling on now and been, it's a different path, and everybody has their own path to travel. Because, like I say, we're having an experience, right? You want to say consciousness in a human body, right? We're experiencing that. And there is a wrong and there is a right. There is good and there is evil, right? And the structure that's given to us, if you want to say, the system, you want to say the Babylonian system, the elites, whatever you want to call it, the corporations, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. It's built on, from my experience, on a lower vibration, right? So you can see a three-dimensional kind of vibe. There's different conscious levels that you can go, right? So when you awaken to certain things, some people may not awaken and some people may, but you will tend to make changes, and it's not a change based on because you're just trying to. It's a natural change, right? It's a natural occurrence that happens to you over time, and some people may waken up to it, but there's different levels of awakening, and may realize certain things, and then may make little changes in between, right? So I'm not here to disrespect anybody's holidays or nothing like that, because from what I've learned through my experience, holiday, a present is every day. Every day is a holiday. Every day is a present day. Once you can catch a breath, which is a consciousness, be thankful for that. Every second, be thankful, right? From what I've learned from myself, because like I said, my information is based on what I've experienced and what I am learning at this moment through my traveling, right? So I'm just sharing my experience. I'm not telling you to be like me or do this, or you need to do this, or you need to be this way. From my heart, and I really truly mean this to everyone, you can do whatever you want to do, right? You have freedom to do whatever you want, which there's no really any freedom, to be honest with you. But in the situation that you're in, you can do whatever you want. Whatever you want to buy into or play into, go and do it. Go and learn from it, because I did. And the reason why I'm here speaking to you at this moment, in my present state, in this moment right now, is because of all of the things that I've been through in the past. The only reason why I understand now what's going on, because I've done it and I've learned from it. But then, not just learning, I awakened to it, right? Which brought me to this point at this moment, right? So the Thanksgiving and all these things and Christmas, I acknowledge it because I've lived it. I have done it. I have children. I have family that celebrate still and do all these things. So yeah, I am at the events too. But I don't participate though, meaning that, like I told you, every single day is a present. Every day is a holiday. Every day I'm full of joy. Every day I am inspired. I don't let anything mess with my mental state as far as my emotions, because a lot of these holidays can play with people's emotions, especially when that's all you're just looking forward to. So your whole days and weeks could be just crap, and you're just waiting for this one moment to come, which is Thanksgiving. And once that moment comes, you're happy. Yeah, you're eating all the, you may be eating all the bad food and drinking all the alcohol, which I did. And once it's over, you're depressed. And you don't know what to do now. Like, man, so what do I do now? It's over. Man, the only one thing that made me felt good was when I was eating the pork and drinking alcohol. Shoot, I'm just gonna eat more pork and alcohol because that's when I feel my best. You have to understand that things that are given to you in this realm, it's a conditioning. It's to keep you addicted, to keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again, right? I have learned on my journey at this point now to let things go. I recognize it, and if you say, man, happy Thanksgiving, I say, thank you, I appreciate it. Because I'm not here to hate on people, to beat people down. I can be in a room with anybody. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could be homosexual, you could be, fat or obese, you could be all vaccinated, you could be eating pig, pork, it could be whatever you want to be. You could be celebrating Thanksgiving, Christmas, it could be anybody. And I'll still kick it with you and talk. Just normal, because I don't judge people off of the things that just say they're participating in, right? But don't get it twisted though. That's what you're doing in your moments. I won't be doing that though. And me saying that I can be in a room with anybody or be anywhere, I'm just saying that I can do that, but I don't put myself in those situations. So majority of the time, I'm not hanging out and doing those things. I'm doing things that's more towards what I want to do. You see, because it all depends on where you put your energy also. For a little moment here and there, kick it a little bit here and there. Hey, how you doing? Say hi here and there. A little talk here and there. It's great, but that's not something that I do every day or something that I want to do. Because majority of the time, I prefer silence. I prefer, just a meditation. Breath work, exercising. Just things that's more uplifting. Listening to music, high vibrational music, eating my plant foods, So when I say I can kick it with anyone, it's just meaning that I'm not going to judge you, right? Because I'm not the one to judge you. Believe me on that, right? So you can do whatever you want, drink whatever you want, eat whatever you want. The only one thing that I focus mostly on is the children, because the children are easily taught. You can guide them in the right direction because now you have a brand new consciousness that's trying to figure out what's going on, and the instructions and the guides that are given to us are stuff to deplete your health, is to take from you than to actually raise your vibration. So the teachings and the learnings are pretty much poison, right? So if I can guide a child and teach them and show them that, hey, instead of eating that, eat this. And even though a child usually knows what to eat and know what to eat, right? It's just that they've been conditioned to do things a certain way, So you can guide a child, through the exercises. You can guide him through the music. You can teach him through the arts, to the martial arts, to singing, just positive things to uplift, right? You can guide them through showing them more nature, right? Than have them lock up inside a house, right? Or lock up in a building. Take them outside, get some fresh air, make them touch a tree, show them different plants, herbs, fruit trees, and all these things. So children are you can guide them. And that's why they love to get the children in the beginning. They like to indoctrinate them quickly because you can easily program them, because again, you're the one that's giving them the information, right? Adults, on the other hand, they're stuck in their way. So when it comes to adults, bro, do whatever you want. You can pill, drink, whatever you want, vac, whatever you want to do, man. Because at the end of the day, we are all on a journey. We're having an experience right now. And from this experience is going to go into something else. People may see death as like, oh man, that's the end of it. So YOLO, man, just drink and get wasted and pass out and sniff coke and whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do, but then that's not the end of it though. Right? Some may say, is it Judgment Day? Is it what, as I said, from my experience, I have had out of body experience and a lot more different experiences. I can tell you straight up, this physical form is one form in the body. Then you have the spiritual side of things, which is totally different. And there's a next side of it that transforms into something else. So if you want to know this, I'm going to use the word know because belief is just a concept, then you can roll with it. If you just feel like this is it, then you just want to just YOLO and do whatever you want, go for it. Just do whatever you want. For myself, from having my experiences, it has taught me a lot of things that created a shift within myself, right? So as far as the Thanksgiving goes, it's just an expression, a gratitude, especially to God, right? Wherever you want God to be. For myself, God is within me. I'm going to say this again. God is within me, right? The God that they're projecting on the outside, for me, that's not a God. If you understand what I'm saying. The God is within you. It's telepathic. It goes within, right? If you want to, keep doing what you're doing on the outside or whatever and make you feel happy, then you go ahead and do that. But like I said, they give you things out there. They give you the books, they give you the writings, they give you the holidays, they're creating everything they want to create for you. But it's in a low frequency. It's low frequency. And it's not to have you raise your vibration. It's to keep you pretty much dumb, sick. That's pretty much it. Looking towards them on the outside for help instead of understanding that everything you need is already on the inside. Because you are it. You are a God. You're not the God though, but you are a God though. But not the God. Right? You have the magic. But it's up to you to know this and not just believe, because belief is a concept. So I know. That's why I can speak this way. Right? Now a lot of people may gonna hate on me and go, oh man, this guy think he knows everything and this and this and this. And this goes with it. This gonna go with the territory of me speaking the way I'm speaking. And like I said, I'm not here to disrespect anybody. Everybody do whatever you want. It makes you happy and make you feel good. Like that's why I say I can be anywhere. I can be around people that's eating meat or whatever. And I kick it with them like it's normal because it's all love and the love is within my heart. The love is always within me. And I'm not there to look at you and go, damn it, this guy's eating meat. I don't like him. Nah, dude, do whatever you want, man. Whatever makes you happy. But my experiences, my example is what I am doing. And I don't eat meat. I don't drink alcohol. I don't take prescription drugs. I don't even take multivitamins, dude. I don't take none of that stuff, right? I acknowledge all of it because I've done it. But that's a different though. Right? That's why I can speak the way I'm speaking, but a lot of people are not going to like that. A lot of corporations, a lot of elites are not going to like what I'm saying. You see? Because now people could listen, and it depends on the subscribers and how much views they got. It could create a little shift, which some people are waking up. They may not be fully waking up, but it's a start, right? Thanksgiving, the expression of gratitude, especially to God, in North America, an annual national holiday marked by religious observance and a traditional meal including turkey. The holiday commemorates a harvest festival celebrated by the Pilgrims in 1621 and is held in the US on the fourth Thursday in November. A similar holiday is held in Canada, usually on the second Monday in October. So not everywhere or other regions celebrate Thanksgiving, right? What I'm trying to explain to you, a lot of these things here are just man-made. It's just created, right? And it's like a social media platform. You have Instagram, you have TikTok, you have million followers, The system, government, the corporations, the elites, whatever you want to call it, has the biggest followers. People are following them all the time and just going along with whatever. And they just trickle down through family to family, and they have their rituals. and they have their specific food that they eat and your family tradition and all these things, and it must be done with this recipe and only that recipe only. But those specific recipes and alcohol causes all type of itis, which is inflammation, right? Itis is inflammation in the body, which it is a disease. So we're looking at heart disease, diabetes, cancer, arthritis, inflammation, which leads to all type of different swellings in the feet and the arm and the joints, cancer, the colon, all type of things, right? Obesity, that is a disease too, right? And it's coming from just all the foods that we're eating, just all the foods that we're consuming on a daily basis, right? Thanksgiving Eve is the biggest drinking night of the year. Wow. And here's why. Thanksgiving Eve, also known as Blackout Wednesday or Drinksgiving, is like a Christmas Eve, but for adults. Only for adults, huh? Because I was drinking too, and I wasn't an adult. So come out Wednesday night, bring all those family members and members that came into town to eat all your food and drink all your alcohol. So yeah, so obviously on Thanksgiving, Christmas, I can tell you that there's a lot of, there's a lot of drinking, a lot of partying and all these things, getting wasted and drunk and throwing up in yourself and all these things. So it comes to almost close to the end of the year, or whatever you want to call it, and then the end of their calendar, and you're drinking, partying, and eating all these foods, and you're going to January sick. So you start their new year sick, or the new year obese and having issues with your health. Now you got to go to a doctor, to check you. Oh man, your blood pressure is high. Oh man, we can tell that your heart rate, like your heart's not beating properly, or or your arteries are blocked, or something is wrong, or we see some kind of form of cancer or something. Just something, right? And it's just coming from, from the events, all the events that you're participating in. It just contributes to you going into the new year sick. No, you got to go to the doctors now where they don't give you pills and medication and all these things, right? And probably even worse. It just depending on what the issues are. They made you do the surgery and remove some things, right? And a lot of these foods that we're consuming, a lot of these foods are addictive, full of chemicals, full of poison. It doesn't belong in you, right? Thanksgiving basically based on turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, dinner rolls, carrots, and dessert. And then the Christmas and the Thanksgiving is close together, is the same. It's pretty much the same thing. You deal with the Christmas ham, the pink ham, scalloped potatoes, mac and cheese, dinner rolls, green beans, and dessert, my bad. So we're consuming all these things, and which are unhealthy for you, which causes the itis. Now let's see what the itis is. I'm just breaking this down for to you guys. I know I speak about this in a couple other videos, but a lot of people probably don't know. Because a lot of those videos, they get, taken down, they get blocked, they get blacklisted. A lot of this stuff here, they don't want nobody to know about this or to speak this way, right? Because they want you to keep participating, and they need you participating because that's just your energy. And when you participate and give your energy, then they got you, right? You're playing into it, you're giving it light, you're giving it energy, right? That's just what it is. And itis. What is itis? The forming names of inflammatory diseases. All right? That's the itis. The forming names of inflammatory diseases. Now let's see what the list of itis are. The list of names, right? Appendicitis. Now, people may think that appendix just happened out of nowhere. My younger brother and older brother actually had their appendix removed, to both of them. My older brother is probably around, he's like 270, 280 now, and he's diabetic, right? Up to having his appendix removed, he was eating a lot of heavy carbs, like pizza. He used to work at Pizza Hut way back in the 90s, so a lot of pizza, a lot of soda, a lot of bad food. And his appendix is flared up. Appendix is located in your intestine side. It's like a little blow-off valve that's connected to your appendix. When you eat, and it gets inflamed, because the itis is what? Inflammation. Food gets stuck in that section and it can't pass through, so it creates a lot of pus, and it sits there and ferment and creates inflammation. Like bacteria builds up and pus and all these things, and it can't push out. It's like a blowout valve, and it can't push out. So what's going to happen? It's going to start paying him. My younger brother, the same thing. The night before, he was drinking alcohol, partying, eating pure junk food. And his prior lifestyle of eating wasn't good up to that moment. His appendix, it pretty much flared up on him, right? I had to take him to the hospital because he wasn't there. He was throwing up for like days. He was throwing up for days. He was screaming. He was in pain, right? Because it was the night before. He was eating pure junk and drinking and all these things, and it flared up on him. So it's just pretty much whatever he's eating creates inflammation. It doesn't break down. It sits down in the intestines. The blow-off valve, it doesn't blow it out. It doesn't pass through the specific intestinal tract. Gets stuck there, and it just sits and then creates pus, which is going to be bacteria and inflammation causes. And then from there, it has nowhere to go. So then what is going to happen? Exactly. Arthritis, pretty much in the joints from all of the cow milk, the meat products, the chemicals in the food, the dyes, the sweeteners, all those things stiffen up your joints, causes inflammation, pain in specific areas. Could be your knee, your back. Bronchitis, pretty much the same thing as all the junk that we eat and that don't break down, right? Dermatitis in the skin, whatever you put into your mouth, whatever you eat put in your mouth shows up on your skin on the outside. Hepatitis, liver, meningitis, otitis, cystitis, the inflammation of the bladder. Is just pretty much all of it is just inflammation, bro. And it's just all from what we're putting into your body. Because what you put in is what you put out. So whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. Right? So all these that says itis behind it is just inflammation. Appendix, bronchitis, lungs, the liver, every part of the body that the foods you're putting in, with the chemicals, the sweeteners, the salts, the sodium in it, the heavy meats that don't break down, the alcohol, all those things inflame every single part of the body. And all those parts of the body has a specific name, if that makes sense, right? So you have it of the eyes, the lungs, the appendix, intestines, skin, everywhere, right? There's a show here which is called Itis. From you guys remember the show called Boondocks, and the name of this episode was the Itis, right? Pretty much broke it down exactly. It pretty much tells you, that the food you put into your body, it makes you fatigue, because that's the next symptom of inflammation. It makes you tired, makes you fatigue. It makes you kind of like a lethargic feeling, right? Sleepy, drowsy after a meal, right? So what's happening there is that your body is trying to process what you put in, but it's having a hard time processing it, because for one, it's too much, right? And it's too much of the wrong thing, because we're overeating. And all the breakfast, lunch, and dinner thing, that right there is something that they create for you to keep consuming bad food and to keep you on a cycle, for you to keep eating and buying foods and eating. But the stuff that you're eating is the wrong food, and you're eating too much of it. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to keep you lethargic. It's going to keep you sick. It's going to make you obese. And then in return, you have to go to their doctors and then take the medication, right? You're not supposed to eat like that, at least so much, right? And the things that you're supposed to be eating, you're not eating it. So of course you're going to get sick and obese. And it's just a cycle of this. Just imagine, man. Oh gosh. Just imagine, man, every single year on the calendar, you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and eating the same freaking food, dude. Wake up, man. You're going to have the same problems over and over again, trickling down from grandparents, grandmother, sister, brother. Everybody's having the same problems because we're all participating in the same events and eating the same food. Now, I'm going to keep it real with you. Like I said, I'm not here to hate anybody things or, talk bad about your holidays and nothing or anything like that. You can have Thanksgiving and Christmas, but make healthier choices, dude. Make healthier choices. That's just pretty much it. Instead of eating the pig and the turkey and the coleslaw and all this stuff with a bunch of sugar, white sugar, and all this, the foods that's filled with pure, colors and chemicals and all this and sweeteners. I mean, you can switch it around and do more of a vegan, more of a ital kind of vibe. You see, I'm saying. So instead of eating all the meats, you switch it up. Make it more fruits and vegetables, or just don't eat none. I mean, you can do that too. Like on these specific moments for me, I don't eat nothing, or I eat less. And the things that's given to eat, I don't eat that. I eat fruits. I eat vegetables, like what I've been eating. Like I said, I've been raw for 13 years, going on 14. I've been sober for 12 years, going on 13. So other people around me are eating, like all the traditional stuff, the pig, goat, everything, and I'm just like, of course some of them gonna make fun of me, and all the time they do make fun of me, but it's okay, you see, because my health means more to me than just eating some pig that's gonna poison me short term and long term, or make me sick short term and long term, or drinking some alcohol that's gonna kill me and poison me short term and long term. My health is my wealth, dude. That is all I'm saying, right? My life means more to me than just engaging in some ritual holidays that's put there to deteriorate your health, bro. Over time, man, like I said, some people will wake up and some will just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And it's okay. I must say that. But when I see the children, I have to correct the children. Because the children can be taught, can be guided. And usually the kids, because me as a child, I learn from example. You see? So like this video here, the itis, known as food fatigue. All right, let's take a quick listen to this.
Best meal I've had in years, Robert. What's this called? I call it Granddad's Pork Swine Delight. It consists of 2 pig knuckles glazed in honey, pig tongue marinated in butter for 2 days, chitlins, that's pig intestines for y'all that don't know, soaked in hot sauce, drizzled with mayonnaise, and then set to harden on my back porch in 3 pounds of cheddar cheese.
Mommy, I'm sleepy.
Oh, don't worry about that, little baby. That's just the itis.
The what?
The itis. That's what you call it when you get sleepy after a big meal. The itis. Robert, I own a little health food spot near Meadowlark Park. Great location, but the food tastes like hot armpit on wheat bread. I've been thinking about making a change. You interested? My own restaurant.
That's a great idea, Robert.
You know what's even a better idea? A lounge singer. I sing, Robert. I can sing to the people while they...
You should have beds instead of tables. So, after people eat, they can just pass out.
Good idea. We should get together tomorrow and talk. All right. Huey, you handle the dishes.
Remember you saw Huey's plate, only has some asparagus on his plate, dude. But that's the truth there, what you're seeing there. It looks like jokes, cartoon, but this is 100% true. Eating that kind of food, what they have there in this video, in the boondocks, the itis, known as food fatigue, will fatigue you and will shorten your lifespan, dude. Make you obese, cancer, diabetes, heart attack, all these things. All of these things, man. Right? That actually the grandfather, who is I forgot his name. I think it's Witherspoon. Yeah, I think his name is Witherspoon. He wasn't Friday, right? He actually passed away. He passed away from heart disease. I believe he had a heart attack, right? So, and his His lifestyle was more on a soul food, so more, you know, like the foods you see here, you know, like the spare ribs, pork, you know, coleslaw, mashed potatoes, you know, just all butter and freaking starch, like high carbohydrate. You know what I'm saying? It's just those are the things that he was eating. Those are that's the food that he eats. So so it gave him a heart attack. So what you see here is pretty much telling you the truth, but some people may get it, and some people may turn a blind eye to it. You know, they made us just think nothing of it and just continue eating the same food, dude, which is kind of sad. Is this from the same episode? Because it's an episode called the itis. So this is the next part of it here. I'm just run it through in it for you here, guys. Let me see here. This is our next, you know, it's the same itis, but I was breaking it up to segments because the episode is too long to show you guys. It's like almost like 30 minutes, I believe, up the full video. But these are the specific parts that I want to show you.
I present to you the Luther, a full-pound burger patty covered in cheese, grilled onion, 5 strips of bacon, all sandwiched between
2 donuts.
2 Krispy Kreme donuts. It's called the Luther because it was supposed to have been invented by Mr. Luther Vandross himself.
Luther Vandross is dead.
Luther Vandross is dead. Exactly.
And what's your point?
Is this one of your menus? Sausage and waffle and fried chicken breakfast lasagna.
Yep.
Bacon wrapped chitlin stuffed catfish. Granddad, you can't serve this kind of food to people. It'll cause death. Whoa, this is what crack must feel like.
Shame on you, Huey. Move out to the suburbs and suddenly you too good for soul food. Perhaps you would enjoy a spotted cheese and a buttered scone, white boy. Boy, are you okay? I'm sure it's just the itis, right?
That or insulin shock. Do CPR.
Riley, wake up!
Yeah, I'm not sure yelling at him is gonna help, Granddad. How do you not know CPR?
I tried to learn CPR, but they wouldn't let me. Because I was black.
What?
Oh, sure, nowadays y'all can just run around and learn CPR whenever y'all want to. Just go around saving lives, resuscitating each other willy-nilly. But when I was a young man, it used to be against the law to teach colored folks CPR, okay?
Man, that's not true. Granddad, is that you?
Oh, boy, I thought we lost you there for a second. How was the Luther?
Best thing ever.
Sounds like an endorsement to me.
So that's pretty much the itis there. It makes you fatigue, makes you sleepy, and this is a consistent thing. Because when I ate like this, I had the same feelings too. Your food should not make you sleepy like that. Your food should not make you drowsy and go to bed, man. Your food should be a source of energy. And eating that Luther burger or whatever's happening there, donut and some kind of beef patty, whatever it is, with cheese, that would clog your freaking arteries. That's a death sentence. But again, some people, they may look at this as a joke. Oh, it's funny, and then continue eating. So whatever you put into your body, man, it makes a huge impact on you, and especially your brain too. A lot of people don't understand that it affects your mind also, as well as your physical, because your brain affects your physical. So whatever you put into your mind, it triggers your physical to happen. So it does affect your brain, man, with all the chemicals and the bad food and the heavy meats, the dead processed foods and all these things, the dead meat and all these things, affects the brain, man. It affects your behavior, affects your mood, anxieties, your fears, everything, bro. Once you start clearing up the way you eat, change everything, change your lifestyle, your mental will change. You see I'm saying? You won't be depressed no more. You won't have anxiety no more. You won't be full of fear. Just everything is gonna change. Your whole vibe, the feelings, your consciousness is gonna raise up, man. I'm saying? All these things here is just, it's like an agenda, dude. And just keeping it real with you, it's just a friggin' agenda. And when you continue doing it over and over again, you're just gonna create an addiction and create a reality for you that's based on illusions. It's just based on you destroying your health. Just flying through it real quick here, guys. I don't want to spend too long on it. It's the same itis, but just a next segment of it.
You want to keep playing around? Now you can wash the dishes.
Granddad, look what you've done to this community.
It's not that bad.
Not that bad. This place used to sit between a coffee shop and a day spa. Now there's a liquor store and a damn Foot Locker. This food is destructive.
This food is your culture.
Then the culture is destructive.
He's right, Senor Freeman. All African American slaves had to eat was the parts of the pigs the slave masters wouldn't eat. But that was a survival technique, I said. They didn't really have a choice. I don't think people are supposed to eat this stuff, or at least not so much. What? I can't take an Afro-American studies class at the community college? Well, nobody asked you, Chico. This is my restaurant, and we'll serve the food that I want to serve.
So yeah, it's right. They said the culture is destructive. Of course, the culture is destructive. But the thing is that the people, it's been pushed on the people. The people take it and run with it. So no, they don't really have to push it no more because people are just gonna just destroy themselves. Because as a civilization, we're very destructive, man. Especially man, very destructive, dude. So everything we do is just to destroy ourselves through the alcohol, through prescription drugs, through the vaccines, through the food we're eating, through the wars, the killing, the guns, all these things is just based. Everything is based on destruction, dude. Through the news they're showing you, everything they show you is always negative, dude. All negative information, nothing to uprise you. You know what I'm saying? Even down to the freaking water you're drinking, everything is just has this chemical in it. You see, this last one here is based on a movie called The Soul Food, which is from the same episode. But like I said, this is just an example how we are going to participate and eat the same food, and somebody may pass away, but then next year we go back and eat the same food again. Is that we're unconsciously not aware of it. And that's the thing, we are not aware. We're sleeping. We're sleepwalking. And once you wake up to it, then you can see. You'll be able to realize and recognize, like, damn, man, instead of eating the turkey here and this freaking pig, let me just go eat a watermelon, dude. You know, let me have a salad. You know, let me have a mushroom. You know, if you want a more vegan style, you know, let me have a falafel. You know, if you want to do some more vegan, let me have some, you know, some quinoa, maybe some chickpeas. You know what I'm saying? More vegan life, some more healthy choices, man. You know, without having the 100 and 200 chemicals and ingredients in it. Because the thing is that the foods, them, yeah, you have the meat there, but it has like a ton of other ingredients. Plus, the meat itself is pumped up with steroids. So it's like things you don't even know what you're putting into your body. You don't have a clue what you're putting in. Then you look at the pastries and the ice creams and the cake and all these things that are pumped up with all type of different sweeteners, dyes and colors to make it look the way it look. At the end of the day, it's not even food no more. It's just products, and you consume that. So then, what is going to happen to you? You consume that. The fatter you're going to get, the more obese and the more sick you're going to get. And the more you do it every single year, is the worse and worse it's going to get. And as an adult, you want to say a person that's been here a little longer, like myself, as moments go by, your body does break down and does deteriorate because that's part of the journey. That's part of the process, right? Soon, just smelling the food will put weight on you, dude. I'm telling you. You know, as a little child growing up, sometimes they can get away with it. They can eat a lot more and then get away. But not everybody, not all children are like that, though. Some children will get obese, just depending on how much they consume. You see, boys, and some children will get away with it because they run around a lot more and play and they're more active. You know, as moments go by, as for myself and other adults, you want to say, slow down. You don't really move around as much anymore. I move around a lot still, but other people, they get lazy because the food makes you lazy. The food that I consume gives me energy, so it makes me want to stay active. A lot of people don't get that though. That's part of their awakening. Let's just see this last clip here of this movie they call Soul Food, which does kind of breaking it down in the itis, which is the same episode.
Soul Food is a movie about a big, humongous black grandma, aptly named Big Mama. Big Mama demonstrates her love by feeding herself and her offspring enormous amounts of pig lard. Then, get this, Big Mama's arteries are so clogged, they gotta amputate her arm.
It was her leg.
Right, okay, whatever, leg. Then, she dies of a heart attack. Or another stroke, or something.
God called her.
And what does the family do after she dies? They get together for a Sunday dinner and eat the same food that just killed Big Mom. The same food! They didn't learn a lesson. Nobody went on a diet.
Yep, you see, nobody learned. Nobody questioned, hey, maybe you should change what we're eating, man. That seems to be the issue, right? But then they're gonna look at it as like, oh, God called her. Oh, it's a calling from God, man. Yeah, man, a calling from God. Nah, dude. My God is within me. If you want to create a change, you gotta go within. If you want to create changes, you gotta look and see what you've been doing. If your foot is swollen, your knees are swollen, your fingers are swollen, around the neck area is fat, it's something that you're eating. Too much salt, too much sugar, too much processed food, too much animal product. Right? It's not going to just happen like that out of nothing, dude. It's what you're putting into your body. What you put in is what you get out. You see? It's always that way. And I'll give you guys an example here from some pictures here. Now, I show some of these pictures before on social media and also on my YouTube. Now, this is like way back in here, picture on the left side, There's a moment where in 2016, 2017, 2018, I went cook vegan. I started out raw in 2012. So, I did cook vegan to see what it feels like, 'cause I never done that. Like having like more like falafels, more beyond meat, beyond burgers, which are full of processed ingredients, full of sodium. So with sodium, you have to be careful because it will make you inflame also, right? It will swell you and puffy you up. So in the picture on the left, you see how puffy I am, right? I only did like cook vegan for me like 2 years or so. And also cooking your food also kills the enzymes because, you're eating dead food. So you're not really getting, the energy or getting all of the minerals and vitamins from the food anymore because you're killing off all of the enzymes in the food. So then there's pretty much nothing for you except for dead food that doesn't supply you with any real source of energy. So you can see on the right here, I went back raw. This is a big difference. On the left side, I had tons of itis, especially in the belly area, which is inflammation. In the face, my face is puffy looking. You're not supposed to look like that. When if you start to look puffy like this and swollen, because your body has a lot of inflammation in it. And it could be, it is from what you're eating. Too much salt, the sugars, the processed food, the animal products that you're eating, ice cream, whatever it is, you're consuming too much of it. And you need to cut back or cut it off. Now, some people can say, can I eat like one time a day and eat pure junk? Like I said, you can do whatever you want to, and you can fast and detox, and you can keep your body probably lean and trim and get all the inflammation out of there. Right? But you keep beating up your body though. Like I said, the itis is pretty much you beating up on the inside of your body. It's pretty similar to you have like you hurt your knee, you tear your meniscus or your ACL and it swells up. That's the itis too. It's just that you injure an area by maybe doing sports or you tear something, right? Same thing on the inside. You're tearing up your inside when you put the junk in your body, and that's why you look so puffy like how I look here on the left side, right? When you clean it up, and you detox and you fast and you stop eating the food, now your lymphatic can drain now. All here on this left side, my lymphatic system is all blocked up, so nothing can come out. You see what I'm saying? So it all stays in my face, it stays around the eyes, the cheek area, and look puffy and swollen. It's inflammation, and that comes with joint pain, stomach problems, a lot of allergies, headaches, bloating. Well, my stomach area here is bloated. Exactly. Let's keep going here. This is when I pretty much, this is probably like 2013, 2014 on the left side here. I was pretty much, starting to detox, starting to stop eating meat, but there's a process of me changing and getting the inflammation out of my body. So you can tell here I was totally inflamed. My whole face here is swollen, fat, running neck area. The whole my lymphatic system is blocked. Nothing not draining properly. I just look sickly, right? And you can tell around the eye area, just kind of dark marks. It's just I was deficient, dude. I wasn't getting the right minerals and vitamins that my body need, right? Things I was eating wasn't supplying me with any source of energy. It wasn't giving me anything. So it just makes me obese and make me swollen and inflamed. On the right side, pretty much all the inflammation is gone. This is from detoxing. This is like years later on, being raw, and being longer on being raw. This picture here on the left side was probably like me 6 months, 7 months into it, maybe. Because you can see I didn't grow my dreads out yet, right? From what I remember, is this? Am I right or wrong? Yeah, I think this is like maybe like I think this picture on the left is maybe like yeah. I think this picture is like 2012 here. Yeah. So, but late 2012, like maybe sometimes maybe August, so maybe September time, maybe. Yeah, and the picture right here is more of a recent kind of vibe, up in the 2020, 2021, 2022 kind of vibe, just straight on raw. I cut out all the poisons. Over here, this picture here on the left side here was me on alcohol, smoking, all the Thanksgiving dinners, all the Christmas dinners, all the Christmas hams and cakes and creams. Looked like crap, puffy as hell, and this picture here was way, way younger. This picture on the right, you can tell by the hair, when you see me with dreads, it's more recent. Just detox. I'm just on a raw food lifestyle, detoxing, fasting, eating more plants, right? Picture on the left is just eating all the Thanksgiving dinners and all Christmas dinners and everything that comes around on the calendar, I'm eating it. It look like that. It looks sickly, and I'm drinking it too. It looks sick here, right? All the lips fat, the face fat. You can tell the cheekbones. You can't see the cheekbones fat, the neck fat. All the lymphatic part is blocked up. Everything is blocked. Not getting good drainage. The eyes, you can tell the eyes is just all black around the eyes. I'm deficient. I'm lacking a lot of things, man. And like I said, the cooked food itself like for me, I don't eat cooked food because it does the same thing. It just sits in you. It doesn't break down because when you cook your food, you're killing off all the enzymes. You're killing all of the nutrition from that food that the body needs. All the energy is gone from it. You took the life force from it, man. So you're not getting anything. So it just sits in you and causes inflammation, right? This is the next picture here. This picture here was kind of like a turning point in the picture on the left. It's like I was in a bad stage here. Getting more inflamed because the more you put in it, the more inflamed you're going to get. The more fatty you're going to get. You can tell around the eyes are freaking swollen. And this is not me just waking up. This is like in the afternoon time. I just was sickly. The hair looked like it's falling out. Just looks like crap, man. The skin looks pale, pasty. I wasn't getting enough nature, no sun, proper fresh air. I was exercising, but like I said, it all depends on what you put in. You can exercise all you want, but if you're not eating properly, getting fresh air and sunlight, you just defeat the purpose, bro. I'm just being honest with you, man. Over here on the right side is me on a raw food. My skin come back to tone. You can see my cheekbones. I'm not inflamed. So all of the blood flow is passing through. It's not going to clog my arteries or give me a heart attack. Or I'm not going to get any blood clots or nothing like that because everything is passing through. My ankles are not swollen. Everything will flow through. The energy is going to flow right through. And I'm getting all of the energy, everything is going to the organs that I need to get there. My brain is processing, everything is processing, right? When you inflame like that, nothing is processing. And when you look like that, it's an indicator that there's something going on inside of you, man. This is the same thing. There's something going on within me. You can tell in the face, man. A lot of people look like this, puffy and inflamed all year round, but they're not really understanding that there's something going on, right? It could be high blood pressure, could be diabetes, it could be too much sugar, too much salt, the meats you're eating, all those things, man. The same thing here. This is just just a single picture, just looking horrible, dude. Over here, this picture on the left was me on pretty much on vegan food, but cook vegan food. If you look at this picture here, it's serious in this picture because I'm here. This was like 2017, 2018. I wasn't feeling good at all. I was feeling the way I felt when I used to be on animal products. And all I was having was like Beyond Burgers, Beyond Sausage, but all those things are full of processed ingredients and full of sodium. So you can see my body was totally inflamed. You can tell around my eyes here, I look sickly, the face puffy. I did not feel good. The way I look is the way I felt. Because your body will indicate a lot of things around the eyes, your tongue, your cheek, just the swellenness, the itis will indicate that you're having a rough time, right? On the right side now, feel great. You can tell the eyes cleared up, skin cleared up and not so pasty. Feel good, body all shredded out. Pretty much all the inflammation is gone out. All that salt and sugars and processed stuff is all gone out my body. All the animal product all gone out. A lot of fast and a lot of detoxing, right? Same thing on this side too. Same thing. This picture here is just like hard time in this picture, man. Alcohol, smoking, just everything. All the Thanksgiving dinners and Christmas dinners, man. And on the right side, shredded out. Now you don't have to look shredded like me. I put a lot of work into this though because I do a lot of exercising as well. Because you have to move. It's not just eating the fruits and veggies and just not working out. You have to work out. So work out, getting in nature, getting sunlight is a huge part because that's also your food. That's your life force. That's your connection, right? On the left side, I wasn't getting much sun. Pretty much no fresh air except for AC locked up in the house, right? So once I start to rid the body of all the chemicals or the poison, detox and stop eating junk, my body come back to itself. And that also triggers your mental as well, right? Over here, drinking, I was the life of the party, just drinking. Over here, you saw this picture already, just looks like crap, just on a healthy lifestyle, drinking. Like I said, I was the life of the party, all the Christmas, holidays, all of the Thanksgiving, I was drinking up and eating up everything, man. Over here is just recent, just in shape, like I say, you don't have to be cut like me, you can put the work in, but if you can get to that level, because there's levels to everything, you will feel amazing, right? Just you can tell the skin, whatever you put in, it will show on the outside. My skin, you can tell the skin is glowing, dude. You can see that, right? I'm not putting on a show or a hoax or nothing like that. These are legit, real pictures, dude. I'm showing you. This is work I put in. You can tell here the skin is glowing. I'm not inflamed. You can tell on my neck, my cheekbones are not inflamed. It's not swollen and puffy. And you shouldn't look like that. And under your eyes shouldn't be puffy. When you start looking like that, because something is wrong. Something is wrong. High blood pressure, usually. Usually it's high blood pressure, dude. Believe me. Here, look at my feet, swollen as hell. Feet are swollen, dude. That's high blood pressure, hypertension, dude. From all the alcohol and all the stuff I'm putting in my body that doesn't belong there. So I'm telling you, some people may say, but you look bigger. Yeah, but bigger, what you're seeing here is inflammation, dude. Look at my head, swollen. My joints are swollen. This picture here was feeling a lot of pain. I had a lot of knee pains. That I had mostly knee pains I had. Mostly. A lot of stomach issues also. A lot of nauseousness, headaches. This picture here, everything is just flowing, dude. It's kind of like an athlete, dude. When you're training for a combat fight or a sport or whatever you're training for, you got to get in shape, dude. If you're not, you can tell when you don't put the work in. That is why a lot of athletes, you can see that, they carry themselves differently, because all year round, especially if they do compete, they cut weight, they have to fast, cut out certain foods, But some athletes, though, they will fall off because, it just depends on the sport you're doing. They just fall off and they just eat whatever they want, whatever, and then when it's time to train or get in shape for that specific sport, then they start cutting weight, right? But for me it's a lifestyle because I am a martial artist, so I don't fall off, dude. This is the next picture of me just not feeling good. This is again on the cook vegan foods. Like I said, now because it's vegan, that doesn't mean it's healthy, dude. Especially cooked food, right? You can tell the belly here is inflamed. You can tell my back here just looks. You can tell I'm just not healthy, dude. Right? This is the same thing here. I'm just not healthy here. Puffy, swollen. My body is inflamed. Over here, I'm inflamed again here. Puffy, face puffy. Body just looks like totally inflamed, like the sides look inflamed, puffy all over. This is when I just started here, back in 2012, when I fasted for a long time, man. Just on just juice fasting only. because this is, how I actually started in 2012. Is I just went straight to juices only. I was just doing like a lot of green juices, and that's it. I wasn't eating anything, because that's the way how I lose the weight. And I just fasted. So these are more recent pictures of me fasting here. Just so I pretty much drop all the weight. So from the other pictures you see here, what I show you, from this guy here, this is me fasting. This was like 2011, maybe, yeah, 2011 or so. This is 2012 here. This is me fasting. This is me fasting too. So these pictures are pretty much like a year apart. But I went straight into just juices only. So I pretty much lived on juice. This is more recent now. Here, but again, these pictures, I put a lot of work into it. I really put a lot of work into these, to keep my body like that, keep my body in shape. I work out every single day, So it's not something where it's just, I'm just like, just eating fruits and that's it, and I look like that. Can't. You have to move. You have to move the body. You know what I'm saying? You have to move the body, man. You gotta move the body, and there's no way that you can look and feel a specific way if you don't put the work in. It's just not gonna happen. I was trying to play this video for you guys. This is just just a picture of me just posing in the mirror. Yeah, I'm trying to get it started though. I think it won't play. Let's see if it plays. Yeah, it's kind of freezing up a little bit. This is more recent videos here. See, there's no inflammation. You can see my cheekbone, you can see my neck area, you can see my stomach line, you can see the cuts right here. There is nothing swollen and puffy. You can tell my eyes are clear. Around the eyes are clear, You can tell around the eyes areas is clear here. You can tell on this picture here, and this is on vegan food. You can, you can tell the eye area. Look, all under here is like kind of like a reddish looking, right? Just doesn't look healthy, man. And your body will tell you on the outside when there's something wrong. Your body will let you know. Just from the outside, it could be form of an acne, a pimple, a bump, pus. Your body will tell you, man. You can tell how the skin here is clear. And this is a legit picture. This is not like Photoshop or nothing like that, or enhanced in any way. This is just picture of a detox, fasting, not eating meat, not eating animal products. You can tell the difference. And this is me here on just vegan cooked food. This is me on raw. You see him. So you can tell the eyes don't lie, man. You can tell just the inflammation, and the inflammation on me on the left side here is just like swollen and puffy, struggling on here. And this picture on the left, I was very tired all the time. I had a lot of headaches, bloating. I just didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't feel like doing nothing, man. You see? And this was more like 2017, 2018. 'Cause I just had my first child, right? And I wanted to try something different. Try some cooked vegan food, because I had a friend who was cooked vegan. So I'm like, I look, from 2014, 2015, I was in shape, feel good. I said, let me try some cooked vegan food and then see what happened. I try to eat that way, just eat more cooked vegan, and I end up looking like this, and I was like, hell no. I was like, no way, man. I feel the same way I feel when I was on animal products, man. So I had to go back raw, because I knew the what was a problem, because I could just track back through my pictures and my videos, because I document everything to see what am I eating wrong. And it's clear as day, bro. You were cooking up your food again, and you were eating processed foods, because a lot of the vegan foods are processed. A lot of the cooked vegan foods are processed, like the Beyond Burgers and all these things are processed, bro. So it's like it's no brainer. So that was pretty easy for me to figure out. It didn't take me that long to figure that out. So you can tell the difference, man. It's a huge difference. It's like a night and day, bro. It's a night and day, man. It's night and day, man. Night and freaking day, bro. You can tell here. Just the eyes. The eyes will always tell you. Like red marks under the eyes, sometimes black, droopy looking, face puffy. You're not supposed to look like that. And when you start to look like that, it's usually hypertension, your liver, kidneys are struggling. The kidneys are taking a banging. You know? Kidneys taking a banging, man. So that's pretty much it there, guys. I just wanted to share that with you guys. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I just want to share that with you guys, man. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it's just the itis, just inflammation, and yeah, you know, it's all these holidays, all these things. You know, if you want to participate, it's up to you. I don't participate. I mean, I am around it, but I don't eat the foods. I don't drink the alcohol. I don't drink the Kool-Aid, and I don't look at it as like, oh man, it's like a special day. It's just, to me, just a day, like any other day. That's pretty much it. It's a day like any other day, and all my days are all happy. I treat it just like that. It doesn't play with my mood. It doesn't play with my emotions. If nobody tells me happy Halloween or happy Thanksgiving or Christmas, happy Christmas or whatever, or happy birthday, it doesn't bother me. I'm cool, dude. It's like at this moment now, I even forget about it because every day is just my day. So I don't really look towards no holidays, dude. I just go along with my day like it's just my day, and it's all a present. It's all a happy moment. I make the day what I want to make it. You see, and it's not going to be made up of drinking alcohol and intoxicate my body and poisoning myself just to hang around a bunch of other people that are doing the same thing, you know, or setting myself up for failure going forward. That ain't gonna happen, baby, because I've done that before, and I know what comes with it. So that's pretty much it there, guys. Like I said, you know, you do whatever you want to do. You know, it's your journey. You know, you go and experience it and learn from it, like I learned from it. A lot of times, you know, some people need to go through, you know, the banging, getting their ass kicked, you know, getting some serious stomach problems, lose an organ, you know, break a leg, you know, or some serious, you know, serious illness, or you know, be like in bed and can't move, like bedridden they call it, in order to make a change. You know what I'm saying? So kind of be on the last leg, I guess, if you want to say. So in order to make changes, so that's just how it is. Like I said, you know, some people will learn eventually and some won't, and that's just part of the life. That's part of the life that you choose. So you choose what you want, man. I am choosing to live life instead of just existing, dude. Just participating in things that don't serve me no more. So all these holiday things, it doesn't serve me. I recognize it. I know what it is because I've been around it and I've done it. But it doesn't serve me. It doesn't do nothing for me, bro. I'm on a different path, man. And it's just a path of it's a path of enlightenment. Just, you know, the vibe, the frequency has shifted and moved. It has spiral upwards. So I can see through the deceptions. All right. So one love up to everybody. You know, I mean, whatever I said, I'm not to offend anybody. It's just basically my experiences. It's just my message I'm sharing with you. It's just a message. That's what I can say. I'm just bringing you guys a message. And if you guys receive it, you guys receive it. And that's it. If you don't, then whatever, you know. It's all over at the end of the day, man. All right? One love, guys. Peace.